That's funny.
All right, let's do this. Welcome back to the channel. This is the first popcast, I guess we can call it. Pop talk.
Mm-hmm.
Today we got some new game news. I'm your host, Chris, also Ghostmaker. We have over here Matt, the Matt Man, aka Ronald Ray Gun.
I don't know if I want to go by that one.
Yeah.
I like the Matt Man better now. Now that you say them both in the same, you know what I mean? Same
It's
breath.
like, you might have to change your name on duty now.
Yeah.
And we also have Angela, aka Angela's Got a Gun. You can say hello.
Hi.
All right, let's start it up. First, I wanted to talk about GTA and fatigue. Like, people were tired of the trailer. The new trailer came out for the third console generation. This is one game spanning 3 generations of systems. And people were very negative to it. There was, I think they said it was like 3-1 downvotes on YouTube, like across all the channels,
I
versus upvotes. That's pretty bad. I mean,
Now, was it the same trailer that they had for PS4?
it wasn't the same trailer, but it was very similar.
It was almost like they didn't even try to put anything.
No.
Any kind of effort. They didn't show their new
They
DLC or
didn't
anything.
even like change the graphics.
No.
And
They
see,
did add back in the shark or something though, didn't they?
the shark that eats the hamburger.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the one that's out now. The problem was they used the same bullet points for the trailer. So they were like, "Oh, you can seamlessly switch characters." Well, you could do that back in 2013
So
too.
it's the same game I played. Thank
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, improved visuals," but
Are
the
they gonna
visuals
do-
look the
Are
same.
they going to do new trophies? Is that all part of that, or?
I'm not sure. I guess the trophies are. I'm guessing they're going to tweak the graphics a bit. Maybe add some new DLC. No story DLC though. They
So
were
they're
adamant.
still not giving us what we asked for
No.
5 years ago,
No.
which was story DLC.
No.
After they said they were going to give it to.
But they're still gonna make you pay $60 for it. So
You're an idiot if you pay for it. Like, I'm talking to everybody. You're stupid if you buy the PS4 or PS5 version of the same exact goddamn game.
I agree with you. If you own the game and you buy it again, I think
Yeah.
that's terrible business on your part. But if
No,
you're
but, I was
younger
honest-
and you never played it,
Yeah, well, so, like right now, could I go onto a PS5, download the whatever version of GTA 5 that's already out and still play it?
I don't know.
So
I don't have a PS5, so I wasn't
You
able
said
to
you-
try it.
So in the Series X, you could though.
Yes.
You could just.
Series
So what
X,
the
it's
hell am I paying
seamless.
for?
I bought. Now I'm not ashamed to say I bought the game on 2 systems. I got it on
too.
360,
Yeah.
and then it did look better and run better on Xbox One.
That
So
was
I
a-
bought
that
it
was-
again.
Yeah, that was an absolute. That was a
Yeah.
significant jump
That was.
between one console to the next. Huge jump.
And so I bought it again,
Mhm.
like a sucker. Put sucker on my forehead. I got a lot of
did
use
too.
out of it. I enjoyed it. And then when Series X came out, I got my Series X day one, opened it up, and Grand Theft Auto is one of the first games I tried, and I just downloaded it, and it worked. I have no trouble. I play it almost daily, and it's good. So I don't think I need to buy the new one, but I could see them adding things like ray tracing and stuff. Will they? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Take
but-
it from someone who plays PC now. There's not that much of a jump. It's not that much different. Adding those settings in, like it doesn't change much. Now, if you mod, like if I go and mod the game and get those realistic looking mods and all that stuff, that's what significantly changes the game. But GTA itself, no.
I have to say, I've seen those realism mods, and I'm
Oh,
jealous.
they're great.
They look phenomenal. Now, Angela, I know you haven't seen them, but if you ever check it out, like they changed the cars to real life cars. So instead of the Infernus, it's a Lamborghini,
Yeah.
and it looks like a real life Lamborghini. Like when I
Great.
first saw the trailer, I thought it was like a video that somebody made, and it's actually a gameplay. Like it's incredible.
It looks great.
And I don't understand why Rockstar can't do this. I know they can't do they don't have the license for Lamborghini and this and that, but why can't they make the graphics look that photorealistic? Or can they and they don't care?
I don't think they.
Is
give
that
a
part
shit.
of it?
I don't know if they give a shit. They've always been the studio that doesn't care. Once they put something out, they just kind of sit back and do what they want, and you're supposed to accept it. They've always done that. Mostly were cool with it. Like when they released the Red Dead 2 trailer, they just did it on a whim. They didn't go to any event. They didn't wait for any significant moment. They were like, "Here's the trailer," and then we accepted it. You know.
And
But
Red Dead
this
2
is
I
getting
think was great
ridiculous.
too.
Yeah, no, great. They make.
But
great
they
games.
just didn't
But what
milk
are
it
we-
as hard.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Like they just. It's an obvious cash grab. Like it's not even like you're hiding it
Yeah.
anymore. You're not even introducing something new to this one. Like at least they had the first person mode that came with the Xbox
newest
One and
yeah.
PS4 versions, they came out with first person. Like, cool, we can try it a different way. This one's just like, here you go, it's the same shit again.
Yeah.
You're going to like it.
Yeah, and that's my thing. What are they going to bring to the
force-feeding
table? Like last time, they had the graphics. They had the first-person view you mentioned.
Yeah.
They had a couple other little things. I know they detailed the interior of the cars, so when you went to first-person view.
Yeah.
But
and
like, what are
Benny's-
they doing now?
On Benny's Online and stuff, you can add bobbleheads and things like
Yeah,
that.
that was kinda cool.
awesome. I loved all that. But yeah, I don't know what you can do now. I don't know.
And the other question is, should they even re-release it? Should they just be done with it and just keep maybe online going?
Well,
Because online, I get they make money online, and I get millions of people still play it, including me. So I can see them continuing online.
it seems like the path for every game nowadays. Like to make an online or like a MMO entity,
Like
that
live
everything-
service?
Yeah, so to like all, and then like they keep releasing story modes or whatever, but they keep that online the same. They just keep giving bigger updates as they go to change everything. Seems like everyone's doing that, so I don't see why GTA would be any different. Keep your online. Give us GTA 6 in the form of a story, and that's it.
Then on to the next point. I'd like to bring up Battlefield. Now, the new Battlefield, at first, I was against. They said, we got 7 multiplayer maps, no single player, no BR, nothing extra. No zombies like Call of Duty has. So I was kind of against that. I'm like, I'm not paying $70 on Series X to play 7 maps.
But they said these maps are exceptionally big. Like,
And they might be. It might be worth the
64-man
money.
teams on each side.
Yeah.
Like 128 players in one game. And
But just-
the map has to be mapped.
But looking on paper, I'm just like, 7 maps for $70.
But how long is that gonna, until?
Is it going to last me? Maybe. But now here's the thing. There's a lot of people that use Battlefield as a transitional game. But I guess due to some issues with Portal, which for people that don't know, Portal lets you combine assets from, is it a decade worth of games?
I think it's going back from 1942.
So it's
and
all
then
it's
it's-
about 2 decades
And
worth
it's
of games.
Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline. I think a lot of it's in there.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
I seen, obviously you see the World War II soldiers in the trailer, but then you also see like it looked like a cop, one of
Yeah.
the cops from Hardline, and like it goes through them all. I think it goes from all the way back to the current period now.
and I think that's where the issue is, that they're trying to combine all these assets into one hardware.
Yeah, I mean if it is Portal, that makes sense, but I also don't think that the game's gonna come out polished at all. It's just like
I don't
Battlefield
think
4.
anyone ever
Wait,
did.
Hold on, when Battlefield 4 came out and they ported it to Xbox One, the game was broken for months.
Yeah.
You would have like a 45-man queue waiting to get into any servers, and then by the time you get in, the game was too laggy to do anything. And when that goddamn building would drop on the one map, the game would crash every time. So it's gonna come out broken again, and I'm still gonna buy it though because I'm a Battlefield fan. I still like it, but it did kind of piss me off. You delaying it for a month for what? You gotta have like. It cannot be polished. It can't even be close to polished if it's only a month.
Now, I've played Battlefield since the 1942 one on the PC.
Yeah.
I played 1942, Vietnam, Battlefield 2, and Battlefield 2142 on the PC. And not one of those came out without issues. The first week, the first month, there were always problems.
Battlefield 4 is where it started in my mind. Like I think because Battlefield 3 was perfect. That game was great.
Yeah, I didn't have any trouble with 3,
Not
oddly
Battlefield
enough.
3.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about Battlefield 3, it took forever for them to put out something. By the time they got doing it, it was like the game was we're a year in, and I didn't understand that. Like I was a Call of Duty kid growing up, so like when you give me a year of a game, I expect it to be like everything comes out by the end of that year. And then like Battlefield was like, oh yeah, we're 2 years in. Here's something new. It's like I'm not playing this no more, so I don't understand what you're doing here.
But now there's a lot of people that use it as a transitional game, such as another one of our members who's not here today, Thor, aka Fran. He would always buy Battlefield for that like 2 to 3 week period until the new Call of Duty released. Now, does this hurt their sales overall? Because now they're coming out after Call of Duty this year.
Yeah, I see. If you would have asked me this question last week, I would have said absolutely not. People still like they're over Warzone the way it's been going. But I played the Vanguard beta, and my mind's been changed. Which I never thought I would ever be cool with another Call of Duty World War II game, but it's like really well done. Like those maps. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen when the full game comes out, but if I'm swayed, I feel like other people might be, and it's enough people to change the opinion of this to just jump ship and go right to the next Battlefield. I mean, especially if Battlefield comes out broken, which I think it's going to. I think
it's going to be a hard sell.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, what about you, Ange? You have a little bit more of a casual perspective. You have a little bit more trouble with these fast-paced shooting games. Would a little bit more like space and time make it a little easier for you? Like Battlefield traditionally is larger maps and more like a longer time to kill, I should say. It's a slower time to kill. However, it's longer or shorter. Yeah. It's a slower time to kill. You have more distance to cover. You have more.
Also, it's
more
precise.
realistic.
I feel like it's more precise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not arcadey.
Would that work? Would you think that would be better for you? Maybe.
Possibly. I don't really know that after playing Warzone, I would notice a huge difference, but I might. It would just have to be kind of like a play and see.
Because even Warzone compared to Battlefield, it's like Warzone's still faster than Battlefield, I feel like. I like Battlefield, but I feel like it's a little bit slower, methodical.
Yeah, Call of Duty's always been, in my opinion, the more arcadey shooter. Like, it's the one that you kind of want to do, like you want to go after those clips, like the triple kills, the quad kills and stuff.
Or as some people tried, a 360 molly and broke his own legs.
Listen, if that thing hit, you would have hit. That's all we'd be talking about. That's all we'd be talking about. Right? But no, Battlefield was always good for like, if you don't want to go shoot somebody, you could be the medic and hang out behind your team. And the second you see the little revive symbol come up, you run over and you hit them with the defibrillators. And that could be your role. And you'll rank up the same way and you have fun doing it. Or you can get to the helicopter, fly people back and forth. Like, Battlefield has so many other roles you can play besides just being the guy shooting.
That's true.
So I feel like a casual gamer would have way more fun with Battlefield than they would Warzone. Because, like, if you're not killing in Warzone, it's hard to like that game. It's hard to really, really thoroughly enjoy it and like give a lot of effort towards it.
And that's why I almost wanted Ange to try Battlefield, because my dad in the past, I got him into gaming on the PC. And aiming on a PC, for an older person anyway, is so much easier than aiming on a controller. Eventually, I got my dad to jump to the controller, and it was a tough jump for him. And he liked Battlefield better because, like you said, there's other roles. He loved taking a gun that you could mount on a tripod with him, and then taking the ammo pouch and resupplying everyone ammo, and then putting that gun down and maybe only getting 1 or 2 kills.
I when I made myself the medic one, like I would just
the shock battle.
I would sit behind people on Operation Metro and just, you're getting back up, you're getting back up, you're getting back up, and I'd be top of the leaderboard with 3 kills. Like, how are you doing this? I'm just reviving everybody.
Operation Metro
no one
was a crazy battle.
when I am the medic.
I would scream, "You're not gonna die today. Get back up."
But see, so I feel like the casual player might like it a little more because you might not be the best shooter, but you can supply your teammate. There are people in, I think it was Battlefield 4, that would just fly helicopters. They would just fly people from one point.
I remember making clips back in the day of me like going in with like the cleanest like pickup and drop off, and I'd circle and come back around and grab them again and go to the next point. Like no one would ever like I wouldn't land. I wouldn't run into buildings. I'd get you where you needed to be. Like I took pride in being
like, good luck.
I didn't have no points because I wasn't helping, but I was just moving you one place to another, and kids would catch on to like, oh.
But see, it was fun for you though.
This guy can drive the helicopter without wrecking it into shit.
Yeah, or
unlike me and Thor.
I get the little bird and strafe windows and stuff. I used to love that part of Battlefield was always my favorite.
I think the only difference is that a lot of people buy Call of Duty for that multiplayer experience. Now, I know people such as Larry who only buys Call of Duty for the story. Now, he would probably buy Battlefield. He loves war games, but he's not a multiplayer person. So he's not looking for this, 7-map multiplayer game or Portal multiplayer. He just wants the story. So he's the type of person that's not going to buy this game now.
And I think it's unfortunate we live in this time now. Like, video games have gotten away from being about the game anymore. I feel like it's so much as selling you something. So I feel like Battlefield's going to come out. They're going to try to sell us a battle pass. And that's what they're looking for, is the people keep spending money.
That revenue.
Seasonally. So I don't think that story mode means anything to them as a company. They don't give a shit that if it's there or not. And I don't think they care that they're losing the people that only buy for the story mode because that was only a one-time customer anyways. Like, they're looking for the people that are going to spend money on the packs and money on this. And
like idiots like me. Me and Fran.
Trust me too. I get sucked into buying the $20 emote. I'm all for it. I know the feeling. But yeah, I don't think they care anymore. I don't think that companies give a shit about that. Especially when their game is geared towards multiplayer, I feel like.
Now, speaking in terms of Battle Pass, I feel personally like all these other games are trying to chase. I don't know who did it first. Was it Fortnite? So they're trying to chase Fortnite because there's money to be made. In fact, we've heard ourselves that Warzone makes something like $100 million in a couple months.
Look at
it's crazy, and Warzone's free to play.
I don't want to say the actual figures when Fortnite's Battle Pass first came out and when they first started releasing things in their item shop, but I want to say it was like billions a month.
That's
like
crazy.
If you go back and look, like when Fortnite was at its peak and like when they were selling the most, I mean, people were spending everything they had on that game. So like everyone's been trying to copy that model ever since. Black Ops 4 did it. They came out with a Battle Pass. And then PUBG did theirs, and now we're on Warzone that's doing theirs. I don't even really know if there's a multiplayer game without a Battle Pass now.
And now moving from that, do you think the Halo Battle Pass is going to be good?
Yeah.
We got a firm release date of December 8th for Halo now, and they already said there's going to be a Battle Pass.
Well, I read it's one-time buy. You buy it once and that's it.
That wouldn't be bad.
That's what I heard. I don't know. See, I don't know.
I mean, technically,
I
that's kind of how
things
Call
on
of
the
Duty
Halo
is.
landscape change constantly. But no, they gear it like, oh, if you save your points.
Yeah.
But no, I heard that Halo says no. You can buy it once and that's it. But it might be a little bit more expensive because multiplayer is free. So I'm assuming that they might make their Battle Pass $30, $40. But if it's a one-time buy, I'm in. If every season you're telling me that what I paid for in Season 1 is going to carry over and continue, I'm cool with it.
And then suckers like me are going to buy the extras. You can have a flame on the side of your helmet. Yes.
That also depends, too, because I know I get Halo fatigue real quick. I can play that game for a month, love it, and then I'm done for a while. And I might come back every once in a while to play around a little bit. But if they don't do a BR, I don't know what's going to keep me on there. Because I can only do, Splitgate kind of took my attention for a few weeks away from Call of Duty.
And it's kind of like Halo.
Yeah.
It kind of has a feel to it.
I got 3 weeks out of that game, but yeah, it's very Halo-like. It has Oddball, Team SWAT, all those, they have they call it Team Deathmatch. It's a Slayer, it's the same thing. But I played that, loved it. I'm bored of it now. I'll go back every once in a while, play a couple games just to get by, for an hour or something, but I don't know what's keeping me on Splitgate,
And I'm the same way, I have to say. I like Halo. I played Halo since the original Xbox, since the first one came out. And I lose interest faster than other games.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the single-player story on number 4, or what was it, 5? 4 or 5, whatever the last one was horrendous.
I'm lost.
I was playing, I was so tired, I just wanted to beat it. And I remember thinking, there's this one point where you had to fight 3 brutes, and I'm like, I just want to be done with the story.
I did the same exact thing.
I just want to finish it.
I went back because I never finished it, and I was like, I'll go back and finish it. Because, I can't call myself a Halo fan if I didn't play this game. So I went back and finished it, and I felt the same way about it. I was 3-4 hours in, I felt what am I doing now? What am I even fighting for? What's the story? Who am I supposed to be going after? What am I supposed to be doing? And then it ends, I was like, okay, I guess this is over. But I have no idea what's going on with them. I have no idea going into Infinite. I have to get a refresher. I have to watch a video.
Well, that's kind of what happened with me. I played every one, and the last one was 5. I remember now. Mm-hmm. And the story had John Locke, which I thought was cool. Yeah. You had the 2 different Spartans. That was kind of cool.
Do you remember the whole play from before it came out? What they were trying to their promotion for it was Locke's after Master Chief.
Yeah.
And they're fighting each other in the trailer and stuff. And then you kind of get none of that.
You get a CG fight between the 2 of them.
That's it.
In some cinematic part in the middle of the game, which was kind of cool.
But then
that was it.
Then they team up after, right?
Yeah.
And if I remember that right, I was like, okay.
They're like, oh wait, we're on the same side. Let's be friends. I'm
they just give each other the knuckles.
I'm like, wait, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. And also, do you think that with it being delayed so late in the year, does that hurt the game? Because originally we thought an October, November release. They pushed it to December.
I think they did this at the right time because you get the holiday crowd. Call of Duty multiplayer is probably going to be getting a little boring by then. Because I'm sure people will still be on, I'm sure the Warzone map will be coming out around then, the new one. But their multiplayer is going to be dying, so people might be wanting a new multiplayer. The Battlefield crowd might be sick of their game by then. I think you got a good window because if people want, especially around Christmas, people are a little happier. They're like, I want to try that. They'll go for it. I think Halo's going to sell well no matter what. But I think it will. I think that's the best place to come out. Unless if they would have done right now, end of September, I think that would have been a better spot. But between the two, I think they're all right.
I just think that I'm pretty sure they missed the Game Awards. I know there's a cutoff, end of November, early December, because CyberPunk missed it last year.
That came out,
and that was a big thing.
Was that second week of December that came out?
I can't remember. It might have been. It's
I
something
know
like
that was the week I had COVID.
So Halo might make the Game Awards. It might not. It's like right on that edge. But my thing is, they wanted to delay it another year. Now, I feel like fans get to a point where they had enough, and I think we've seen that with CyberPunk, where they got delayed so much, people are just kind of tired of it.
Well, especially with Halo 2, because they announced the game 3 years ago, and then said nothing about it until this year. It's like, well, if you wanted to keep going and delaying it, you shouldn't have said nothing this year.
And then last year when they delayed it, they said, oh, we're going to have monthly updates. You're going to know what we're doing each month. And I only seen like 1 or 2 updates this entire year. Yeah. I didn't see any monthly.
Well, for the longest time, I was like, "Is there even a release date for this?" And I looked it up, and it said
nothing.
To be determined for a long time. And I seen the December 8th one. I was like, finally, they put a date.
That
on
was
it.
2 weeks ago, I think, honestly. And I'm just wondering, like, is it going to hurt the game? And the other problem is they wanted to delay the game because co-op isn't going to work and Forge wasn't going to work. So right out of the box, December 8th, you're going to have multiplayer, which is free. You're going to have single player, but there's not going to be any co-op or Forge for
Which,
people
how are
like
these
that.
not working? Especially Forge. I feel like you did this once.
I don't understand how co-op's not working because the single player's there. Apparently, from what they said, the single player works.
And this is Microsoft's studio. Like, this is
them. This is
what
a first-party heavy hitter that they're just throwing money at. So what's the problem, I guess?
You don't see God of War getting delayed.
God of War, which also had a new trailer last week. That was entertaining.
That's I think the one single player game left in my life that I'm hyped for. Because I loved I loved 4 so much. Like the first one of this new mythology.
4 was really good.
So good.
I have to say that was the first one I played, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I like, dude. They're all really good, but that one it hit a new nerve for me. I don't know. I was like so.
I mean, PlayStation had a couple. They had the new Spider-Man 2. They teased the Wolverine game that Insomniac's going to be making, which I'm disappointed I can't get any of that on Xbox. But so it'll be interesting to see. I think Halo will do good no matter what because it's so big. Yeah. But I just think that there is a tipping point. I don't know. Maybe it's if you delay the game another 5 years. But at some point, the game's going to lose its hype and its like fan base. Yeah. Like people are going to get tired of it. And we saw this with CyberPunk, where people, not a lot, but people did start canceling pre-orders before the game came out. And then, you know what I mean? It kind of like slowed down. Yeah. People got tired of hearing, oh, it got delayed again. It got delayed again. And it still sold well, even though it was completely destroyed if you try to play it on PS4 or Xbox. But they got their money back. Yeah. Week 1, they had their entire cost and everything, back in their pocket.
I remember like when PC it didn't have that many bugs, but I did catch a couple. Like when I was driving my bike, it threw me in the air, and like just killed me at the top. I was like, okay, I guess this is the thing. And then whenever what's his name, the big guy at the very beginning of the game when he gets killed.
What is his name?
He's
I
like
forget
your buddy,
now.
And then he gets killed in the mission where you're going to steal that.
And then the grandma like gives you his car and jacket and stuff.
Bike. So the mission he died, his dead body went to the roof, and was just bouncing around on the roof of the car, and I was standing outside like. It's supposed to be a sad part of the game, I'm assuming. Like, this guy is now dead. He was my partner, all this stuff. And
it wasn't so sad.
His legs are up, and then he's doing that cool thing where, like, dead bodies ragdoll and stuff. And I was like, oh, my God. And it was like, I guess it was perfect for what Cyberpunk was and how broken it was then. I was like, this makes sense right now. You know?
Now, I was lucky. I got Series X day 1 when it launched. When Cyberpunk came out, I actually waited, what was it, the second week? I waited like a week and a half before I played it. I remember I played it on Christmas Eve, I believe. Yeah. And so they already had a patch out. So when I played it, I had very minimal bugs. The frame rate was a little lower. It was supposed to hold at 60, and it held at like 40, 45, which I was fine with.
I was lucky on my computer to get like 40.
It wasn't bad. Like, I had a decent experience with Cyberpunk, and I understand people that had Xbox One, that had PS4, was just broken. Yeah, they couldn't do anything. Was
completely unplayable.
Yeah, it was terrible. And so I was okay. Then I took a little break. Other games came out. We got heavy into Warzone. And then I went back to play it after a new update came out. And now for some reason, like 60% of the people in my game, or like 45%, they're all midgets. I don't know why. Like, I walk around, and before I didn't have a problem. You see a midget here or there, whatever. Now there's like 40% of the people on screen are midgets.
So it's the smaller player model and everything. It's not,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's not like they just shrunk them.
They're not compressed or anything like that.
No, they almost look like kids. They're like just smaller people, but there's like 40% of them. And it wasn't like that before. And now the models are like doubled.
Wait,
so I see a girl with like green hair. I turn the corner. There's the same girl with green hair. I'm like, I just saw you.
Do you think it had something to do with maybe like making them smaller, help free up some room to make the game run more optimally?
It's possible because it's less. You figure it's less pixels, less polygons, all that.
Yeah.
So the system can run it a little better. But it creeped me out. Like, I know it's dumb and it's all cosmetic, but I was looking at this and I'm like, why is like half the people on my screen midgets now? I don't like it at all. It drives me up a wall. Funny. And so I stopped playing it again. And now I understand they fixed like the driving map, because before the map wouldn't zoom out. So when you're going fast, all of a sudden it's like left turn, and you never make the left turn. What I had that. They fixed that now. It's fixed now. Okay. Yeah, that was fixed in the last patch. I was always wondering,
how do I keep missing these goddamn turns? And that's why I didn't even realize that's what it was, because I watched the map more than I watched where I'm going.
Yeah, because when you play Grand Theft Auto and you're doing 100 miles an hour, the map slowly zooms out, so you can actually see stuff as you're moving.
That never even clicked. Yeah. You know what I do in GTA is I'd always do the expanded map, the real big one.
Yeah, so you can see it all. Yeah. But so I don't know. Cyberpunk might be good now. I'm not sure. Now, getting back to how we were into Warzone heavy, I just read today that Warzone, now everyone knows there's cheaters. They banned 500,000 people this year because of cheating. But now they started doing hardware bans. And the only interesting thing about this is that the hardware bans are carrying over to Vanguard. And I'm wondering, is there an issue there? Because if I paid $70 for a game and I was hardware banned and I had no way of like knowing, like maybe I didn't know.
Now you know. Well, now they know.
Do they know though? Did they tell them? I've never been hardware banned. What, like, is there a message that pops up?
I've never been hardware banned. I can say, okay, well, I guess I'm exposing myself a little bit. I had a fake account I tried to cheat with, lasted a game, immediately got banned, and it did say when I went back on, this account is permanently banned.
So they know, but no, does it tell you you're hardware banned? Because like if say you went on with that account,
didn't start until later.
But I'm just wondering, is there a message? Because if I got hardware banned, do I know I'm hardware banned? Because if I pay $70 for Vanguard,
yeah, it'll block. Well, so it'll not only block the first account, it'll block the second account, the third account. By that point, you're like, okay, well, there must be something up. And yeah, your hardware got banned. Now you can spoof that and get around it. There's ways to get around those bans. Like, you can either swap out, like, one part or something, or you can, if it's an IP ban, you can just spoof your IP and make it look like you're someone else, and there's ways to get around those things. But I feel like if you are cheating on Warzone right now, and you know how much of a problem it's been, and you're contributing to being that one of those assholes now, yeah, you deserve this. You can't play Vanguard.
And I agree with you right there. All I'm saying is that if it's like me, and I didn't know, like, I got hardware banned in Warzone, maybe I wasn't sure, but I didn't know, and I bought Vanguard. Yeah. Does Activision have a liability that they should be legally liable to tell you you're not going to be able to play this?
No, see, I feel like if you want to raise enough, if you want to get on there and get mad enough and talk to somebody, I'm sure you can get your money back from somewhere. But I also feel like if you know you're hardware banned from Call of Duty, and like, yeah, see, now I'm starting to see your point more now.
Because like me,
figure it out. How would you figure? Maybe maybe if you are hardware banned, you go to purchase Vanguard. It tells you you're hardware banned. Maybe give.
If it does that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they didn't say that it does that, and that's where I'm wondering.
Hey, listen, maybe Call of Duty's doing a little fucking back. Like,
they're doing a little backdoor move.
Hey, thanks for your $70, idiot. You're still banned.
Like if it's me,
can't bribe you out of this one.
I don't know if they can hardware ban Xbox because I never cheated, but.
No, well,
but if I'm on Xbox, well, you can with that thing. What's that thing?
Cronus?
Yeah, they said that you can cheat. Because like on Xbox, if there was some way, but if there was some way I could cheat, and I did it on Xbox, and then I got hardware banned, and then I buy Vanguard, and there's no like notice, no warning, then effectively they're kind of taking my money for nothing.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going through Xbox, you go to Microsoft and they'll give you your money back.
Maybe. I don't know, because I know Cyberpunk, whenever CD Projekt Red came out last year and was like, you can just get your money back if you're not happy, Sony was like, nope, not giving you your money back. And then it was just like, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do remember that with them. Like that. Well,
that was weird. That was very mismanaged.
Xbox has always been like really cool about things like that, because my nephews bought a bunch of V-Bucks on my sister's card, and she called and got her money back.
She was able to get it back?
Yeah.
And then I figure, what is the statute of limitations for this? So if I cheat on Warzone in 2020, let's say.
Oh, they don't call it permabanning for nothing.
So it's forever. So like 10 years from now, I still can't play a Call of Duty.
Or you just make a new account.
You can find
unless you get hardware banned.
If you're hardware banned, there's no making new accounts.
Because it knows the hardware on your PC.
Yeah.
Like on this PC right here, if I get hardware banned, it knows whatever's on here, and it can tell it's mine.
From like it'll take. I think it takes your IP from either the like the graphics card or the processor itself or whatever's in there. It takes the IP from one of those things. But if you were to get a new computer, you're
okay. Yeah.
But I know that there's some some companies do the IP banning where they ban your router's IP or your modem's IP, so your whole house can't play. What was I gonna say? So my idea was get real creative with it. Drop an AI in the game, make him the Terminator. He doesn't fuck with anybody. He doesn't mess with you. He'll walk right past you. He'll wave to you. But if a guy's cheating,
he gets him.
He's coming after that cheater. And the cheater, you can't kill him. You can't get away from him. He will walk through walls. He'll teleport. He'll aim at you.
Just like in Resident Evil.
How amazing would
that be? Attack you, that little, what was that, the giant man?
What was his name? I forget what they called him.
He goes through doors. Unless you're in a safe room, he got you. So there's no safe room on Warzone. Sorry, friends.
And there's
it's a good point.
There's a way for them to do this because like Fortnite, right now, if you get caught cheating mid game, it literally says in the corner like so and so got hit with the ban hammer. It just strikes them out of the sky, like you're dying.
Like a hammer just hits them.
It's not a hammer. I'm saying like it'll just kill you. Like it'll look like you just blew up. You're done. You're out.
That's awesome.
It says it's been hit by the ban hammer. Okay, make the ban hammer a physical person.
Make it more entertaining.
Make it one of your character skins. So, but if somebody wants to buy it, they can go buy it. Now you can market a new skin and you can kill cheaters in a fun fucking way rather than just ban them for life. Let them come in the game with it. Let's see if they can survive.
That's not a bad idea.
Way more fun.
Because then not only are they playing against everyone else on the map, they're also playing against that computer.
That would be kind of funny though. You see some guy running for his life, and then you see like the Terminator behind him,
just walking behind him. Like he doesn't have to run. He just has to walk.
It's like the gas.
Like Mr. X or whatever.
Whenever they figure out, like, and they can fuck with you a little bit too, like hold you in place or something like that. I don't know. Anything.
Like slow you down like 50% speed.
Exactly. How fun would that be if you detect cheating software on this guy? If you can tell the game can figure out that this guy's cheating with no conviction, like he's definitely doing it.
Well, and there has to be a way to figure it out because the ping rate does change. I get so much lag with anybody who cheats.
And that's the new hacks they put out. That's the new hacks that everyone's buying. I know when my friend bought it, it was he was buying from this website that PewDiePie accidentally promoted. And it was a bad week of cheaters because PewDiePie put in a video of the kid that got caught cheating, and it showed everybody the website he goes to, and then PewDiePie himself went to this website. So like millions of people saw his video, and they found out that these dudes were selling hacks for $5, and it wasn't even a hard hack to install. You just download it
and hit install, and it works.
That's it. It wasn't like how the one we did, you had to install, and then you had to boot up a certain way, and you had to go in here and do this, and like turn off your Windows Defender and all this stuff. This one you just installed. That's it.
Yeah. And so, like, I get cheating's a problem, but I like your idea better because if you're a cheater...
How fucking funny would that be for us, too?
But, like, if you're a cheater and, like, they detect you're cheating, why not cut your speed and sensitivity in half? Like, drop your health. Don't let you have armor. So then everyone can kill you easy. We'll get easy kills out of it.
The perfect example I'm talking about, Witcher 3, people that stole the game. We got download a cracked version of it.
Yeah, what happened? I forget about that. I read it at the time. You would
load the game up, and this monster would chase you
the entire
time.
Yeah,
you could not kill him. There was no killing him.
I forgot about that.
He would catch you. He'd destroy you every single time you started a new game.
And I like that. I think that's a good idea.
Until you pay for it.
Buy it.
Yeah. And once you buy it, you're good.
And I think that your idea is better because you're still like, okay, so Call of Duty banned 500,000 people. Now, these people might not buy the game, so they're effectively losing money, losing players. But if they make it to the point where it's easy to kill them, like say they get like a handicap and we could kill them easy, then it would decrease the cheating and they would still buy the game. They'd be like, all right, I'm not going to cheat because this dude can one-shot me because my life's at half and I move super slow. Like, all right, and then lastly, I'd like to do a round corner question for all of us. And I'd like to see what you guys think about exclusives. Are exclusive games that are locked on one platform, are those still a big deal now that PS4 games are coming to PC, or that PS4 is stealing games from Xbox, such as Knights of the Old Republic? And I just read today that MechWarrior 5 was an exclusive to Xbox. Starting next week, it's going to PS4 and PS5. So are exclusives still a big deal to drive console sales? Or PC sales even?
I think for this console generation, yes. And I think this is the last time that'll be a big deal.
You think that's it?
I think eventually Xbox even, I'm pretty sure in the past they come out with stories saying that they want to turn into a store more than they want to turn it be a console. So they want it they want just to be able to you go to Xbox like Steam.
Their ecosystem.
Yes.
That's how they dubbed it. They want their
and I think
whole
that
thing.
I think everything's gearing towards PC because the PC's just moving faster now. I think this might be the last console generation we have, but I don't think it's like I want to buy a PlayStation. I can't. I don't think you're doing you're doing yourself any justice right now. Like if you're gonna come out with Spider-Man 2 and make an exclusive, throw it on Steam as well. Like get your money there too. Why not? Or come out with your own store, Sony, so I can buy it on the PC. Why not do that? Why wouldn't you want to
That's
expand
a good point,
to that next
that they don't have their own store?
Yeah, don't give it to Xbox. Fine, you don't have to. Or maybe give it to Xbox and take 10% of the money off the top. I don't know why you're not doing that. I think you're holding yourself into a small little spot, and you're only selling to your audience when you could be selling to everybody. It's not like we don't want the game. We just don't want to spend another $500 on the console just to get the game.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where I think a lot of people are sick of collecting consoles. Truthfully, is how many PS1s, Xbox Ones, PS5s you have in the house already. Like, if it's going to be exclusive, it is what it is. But at the same time, if I have 4 Xboxes and a PS4, I'm not going to go get the PS5.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people that do that now. They just want to buy one and be done with it. But
I'm in that camp. I'm not going to lie. I had the option. So PS5 pre-orders were released a week before Xbox.
Yeah.
And I just went in on Xbox. I've been gaming on Xbox the entire time. And PS4 was kind of behind me. And I bought PS4 not used, but on one of those bundles like 2 years after, where I got Uncharted 4 with it for like $200.
Yeah, that's what I bought.
And it was a good value, but it was like, at this point, I only want one console, and Xbox does a lot. So I was able to get a PS5, and I passed it up. And I was like, oh, this might bite me in the ass. And I'm like, but I want a Series X. That's what I wanted. Well, and I went for it, and I got it. I got lucky.
You can't even come remotely close to getting PS5 at MSRP. You're paying an extra $300.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yeah, right now you can't get them.
Basically, if I wanted to play Spider-Man 2 when that comes out, or the new God of War, which that's the one that's going to bother me is the new God of War, I'd have to spend $800 for that, and another $60 for the game.
Are those
how many general consumers can do that? Honestly, you're going to pay $500 or what for the Xbox 5?
You're not going to catch me spending $800 on just
a system.
There's no way.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
No chance.
That is a lot of money, but it's just like, I don't know, like, is Spider-Man 2 going to be on PS4? Because I know some games they walk back. Originally,
I think they're going to try to push it out.
On 5?
I think you have to.
Well, here's what happened. When Sony put up their pre-orders, Microsoft was like, hey, we know supply is going to be short, so these games on Series X you can get on Xbox One. And Sony kind of took shots at them, making fun of them. But then in the beginning of this year, they realized how short it was and how nobody could get one.
I got.
And they were like, oh, well, you can still get Horizon on PS4.
Yeah.
You can still get Miles Morales
on PS4.
And so that's the thing. Like, are they still going to keep going forward? Because right now, today's date, you still can't get a PS5 on store shelves.
I think you have to until you can supply a store and they don't sell out immediately. I think you have to.
And so that's kind of like the balance. Like, when do they hit that point where they're like, okay, we're done,
hey,
we're moving forward?
You say, fuck it, here's a port for PC, here's a port for Xbox. Hey, you can't play, you want to play it on your PS4 still, here's a port. Like, I don't know what we're doing, why we're even doing exclusives like this, because there's no console war in my mind anymore. It's, as a consumer, you're going to buy what you want to buy. They're different,
yeah.
You're stuck in your ways. Like, I was stuck in my ways. If I was still on console, I'd be buying an Xbox first.
I feel like the 4 main groups, you got PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, like the Switch. I feel like they're all different enough that they're not really competing directly. PlayStation and Xbox are close.
PlayStation always threw the little weird shots at Xbox, and then Xbox kind of gave up on that, and they're like, "Hey, man, we all play together." And so, it's like bugs Sony. Like,
and I think Xbox made that turn, but then Xbox went and spent $7.5 billion on Bethesda and ZeniMax Studios.
But they immediately came out and said, we're not going to hold an exclusive over this.
But then they said like Starfield's exclusive. So now what?
Okay. Well,
so it's like now see what I said was
I think people were more worried about the Elder Scrolls being exclusive.
Yeah. Get bigger games like that, Fallout.
Yeah, and I think they came out and said immediately like, hey, listen, you guys can still buy those games.
And now that's the question. Should Xbox keep them and maybe use them as collateral? Like, hey, we're going to bargain. You want Elder Scrolls? Give us God of War.
I
don't think you can touch God of War.
Well, maybe not God of War, but another exclusive. Maybe like Spider-Man. Like here,
these
you
Marvel,
want Fallout
like,
and
Marvel. I know Marvel with Spider-Man, they kind of have to because Sony still owns Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
there's other ones. I'm saying they have other exclusives.
Marvel? Like, why are you giving them Wolverine? Do they? Because Sony doesn't own the X-Men.
Well, the thing is, Marvel doesn't give just Sony games because Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out this year, I believe.
End of October.
And it's on Xbox also. So it's not just a PlayStation
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. I'm confused. Did Sony go out and buy just the rights to Wolverine?
I'm not sure. I don't know how that worked.
And why are you doing that to yourself? Like Disney, what are you doing? You are of all companies, you're the one that wants to get as many fucking people
as much money as you can.
They're greedy little. Those greedy little rat fingers need to be on everything. Which I love Disney. I love everything they do. But I'm shocked that they're like Wolverine, one of our biggest characters now because they just bought it from Fox. We're only going to keep it to one spot. Dumb. Yeah. You're dumb. That's stupid. I don't.
And that's the whole thing with PlayStation. I understand they use their exclusives to push the system.
Yeah.
But right now, PlayStation's on top still. They sold the
on.
most systems.
Yeah. Put
last generation. They sold the most systems right now so far. So do they have to hold their exclusive to push the system, or should they go for the money? Like if you throw it on Xbox, you throw it on PC, you're getting like double, triple the money.
Why exactly?
So
why not do that?
Yeah, I don't get that part either because they don't need to push the system.
Well, that's what I always thought that like Sony and PlayStation don't make money off these consoles anyways. I always thought they kind of break even on the console.
And then it's the games.
It's the games you sell.
Well, Xbox takes a loss all the time.
That's what, okay. But they make their money on the console.
Yeah, and Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass got like 2 billion subscribers or 500 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, Does PlayStation even have anything like Game Pass?
They have PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, but it's not quite as
separated.
Good.
They're not the same thing.
Because you look at Game Pass, you can play right now I think it's about 300 different games.
Yeah.
You look at PlayStation, they're trying to offer the same type of service, but they're like, we're not putting our new games on there. You could play like the old PS4 games, which is they're all top games. Everyone owns them now.
Which is where Game Pass was 4 years ago.
Right, when it first started,
and then
it was kind of back
Xbox kind of made so much money and like what they're doing. They're like, oh, you want to play Gears of War? Yeah, get Game Pass. You can play it immediately. You can play all of them.
And I'm guilty of this because I bought Game Pass, and I played Forza Horizon. I borrowed it from a friend when it came out, and I was kind of like,
Forza Horizon 4.
I was on the fence. I'm like, I didn't like it so much. Well, when I got Game Pass, I was like, whoa, Forza Horizon 4, and I have Series X. Let's check it out, and it was amazing.
Well, and on top of that too, so say you can buy Forza for $60, or you can pay for 3 months. If you're that into the game, you could probably cover a lot of base in 3 months and only pay
for $1.
Or
was it $1? What is it? $1
for a month?
First
Is $1, but then after that it's $10. So okay, you're spending $21 to play the game for 3 months. Like it's a no-brainer to me. It's GameFly but on demand. Like it's the same concept. It's just right there.
I actually quit GameFly because of that. Because of Game Pass.
There's so much in Game Pass to
because
do.
Game Pass is cheaper. I have Ultimate, so I pay $15 a month.
Same thing.
But GameFly was charging me like $24 a month for 2 games. Game Pass, I could play whatever I want.
Yeah.
You play 3 games, you covered your cost.
Yeah.
You figure $70 a game, you're good.
Yeah, especially like when Halo comes out, I think the multiplayer is going to be a part of Game Pass. I think that's what.
Yeah, it's on there now. You can pre-install right now Forza 5 and Halo. So you can install it right now, which I think is weird. I like the pre-install, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But how slow is your internet? They got to let you pre-install 4 months early or 3 months early? That's kind of weird to me. I don't want to take up like half my hard drive with games I'm not playing for 3 months. Yeah. Like I'll do it the week before. Yeah. I want to have it ready at midnight, but I don't want to do that much before.
I usually do it a couple days beforehand just to make sure it's ready to go.
And I'll tell you, Game Pass, Xbox and Phil Spencer, they have turned everything around. Because with that mobile app, I can install games right from my phone while I'm at work, and I get home and it's on there and it's ready to go. And I love that.
Yeah, that is really
I use that a bunch, and that's awesome. Like one guy, he was telling me, he's like, yo, I just pre-ordered this game. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to pre-order. I'm like, oh, look, I just pre-installed it. It's on my system. And when it comes out, if I want to play it, I just pay the money and I'm good.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I like what Xbox is doing. And I think they're doing good with the exclusives. I just don't know if it's necessary anymore.
It's so funny with Xbox too. Like, you think back, if they would have not botched their Xbox One E3,
they'd probably still be on top.
They'd probably still be on top. But they had so many ideas in that. If you go back and watch it, it's everything we do now. We buy all our games digital.
Yep.
We do check in. We do check in online every fucking day, whether we like to or not. Xbox was so much further ahead of their time.
That's what it was. They were too far ahead.
They were way too far, and they went shit. And like
because people lost their mind, just like the GTA 5 trailer. They was so negative to the Xbox One press release and the E3 release, and the sad part was there's like documentation if you go back that PlayStation was going to do some of this stuff. But Xbox went first, and then after Xbox went, they're like, "Oh, this is how we share games," and they just hand a game to somebody else, and they totally changed it because they saw the public and flipped it on a dime.
Did you see now that so years later, Sony made it very hard to just like transfer licenses and play other games.
It's a nightmare.
Wait. So did you see what Xbox did? This is how we share games.
Yeah.
They tweeted back.
Yeah, they did it. Yeah,
and they fucking got it. It was the same exact the same tweet.
Yeah, it was just Xbox was ahead of its time, and the Kinect. The Kinect was cool.
They should have gave up on it almost immediately. Like give up.
The Kinect. Here's the thing.
I like
the Kinect was good, but the problem was it just didn't have the technology yet. Yeah. Like it was cool what it was, but it just wasn't advanced enough. You know what I mean? It was trying to bridge that. Controller versus VR.
They still use Kinects for like infrared cameras for like ghost time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they do. They do in like different green screens.
That was funny. Yeah,
they use a Kinect camera. That's still a pretty advanced camera.
Yeah, and it was good at its time. It's just it needed to be more for gaming, like a little more advanced for like the game, like what they wanted to do with it. But like for the purposes that people use it for,
and then Sony came out with their same thing, but they made it smaller, and then they were like,
it was like VR. Cheaper. Yeah,
like you need, and then they came out with their VR, but they use that as their peripherals. Like so, like you're out, they would like your camera records you, so you can see where you're at in the room. Like they work together. So like they found a second use for their camera, whereas Kinect never did. Kinect never could figure that out. But
and I think the VR is cool. I just don't think the fan base is there yet. And Microsoft said that. They said
it's tough.
People are buying it, but it's just not enough people.
Lower versions of VR are actually notoriously hard for women. It has something to do with your hormones, and especially during hormone cycles, women can't tolerate a lower version of VR. So it's going to be really difficult for them to actually market something mainstream that isn't going to make so many people honestly sick.
Is it so they get the motion sickness?
They get the motion sickness, and a lot of people are actually getting vertigo. So
I notice when I use mine, if I use it for too long, like if I hit that sweet spot, I'll come out of it feeling weird.
Yeah.
Really?
I feel off, yeah.
And they said the male population actually tolerates it really well, but the female population, especially with hormone cycling, it's really, really rough.
Yeah.
And that's what I was worried about. That's like, don't get me wrong, I throw so much money into gaming. It's ridiculous. But I never bought VR because I was worried about getting motion sick. I went to Disney World years ago for our cousin's wedding, and I rode some of the rides, and the movement was different from the video, and then I was like nauseous as can be, and I'm like, if this is how VR is, I'm not going to like it.
This was Universal. I remember.
Yeah. It was like the Simpsons ride, and I'm like, my body's moving, but it's not like perfectly aligned with the screen. And so it seems different. I'm getting like nauseous, and I didn't like it. And I'm like, if VR is like this, I'm gonna hate it.
We shouldn't have left Harry Potter World. We should have stayed there the whole time.
But so that's why I never bought VR though, because I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $500 and then throw up from it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I agree.
I think that's what's holding a lot of people back still, because I think there's other people out there, and you said like the female population, and if you read that and you're like, oh, should I spend $500 on a headset and $60 on a game that I might not play?
You can't just demo it. You can't go and just try it out.
There's no
just to see. It's
there's no Sears display anymore like back in the 90s.
And even if there is COVID and putting things on the same,
I'm not putting anything that you touched on your face to my face.
Yeah, people are worried about it. Yeah,
it's tough. And like I remember they had those displays at whenever they first came out with VR headsets. They had them at E3, all those displays, and people were just going, putting the headphones. Like, that's disgusting.
But like,
how much pink eye probably went around that? That is so foul to me.
But if I can't try it, I can't spend the money on it. Like, I know if I spend $500 on the Xbox, I can hold a controller and watch on TV and play for hours.
Next time I come over, I'll give you my Oculus. You can try it out if you really wanted to.
Yeah, we'll put it on the video. We'll try it out on video.
And we can if you download PC Link, I can sign my Steam in, and we can play all my Steam games too.
That'd be cool.
So I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it for long. I'll play like a game.
So do you get nauseous at all from it? Or
no, not anymore. I used to.
Just a little dizzy?
Yeah, when I first started, I come out of it after a while, and I was like, that made me feel off. But like now, I just go in there and play mini golf, and it's a game where you kind of stand still and like teleport to where you need to go. But I play Boneworks, where you kind of like move around in the room, and you can get closer to things, and like objects move a lot more, and you'll like fall. That stuff, it starts to really fuck with you. Like when you fall off a building, it looks like when you're watching people do it, and they're like, you see what they see, but you're like, that can't be that bad. When you're standing on that ledge and then you start to fall, your head thinks you're falling. Like your body wants to fall with it. It really fucking.
Because dominantly, like your neural system is your inner ear and your eyes.
Yeah.
So when your eyes see something, even if it doesn't match what your inner ear is feeling, your body gives you those sensations.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's exactly, you feel like you're falling for the first second, and then you figure it out, you're good, but it still feels, you get that kind of like that, you get a slight pain in your stomach, and you're like, this is awkward. Because there's a mountain climbing game I was playing, and I fell off the mountain. And I was just like this, I was like kind of like this, like hold on to the controller, like what happened to me? It was funny, but yeah, that's the only kind of like sickness I guess I got, but it was never anything that made me feel so bad I wanted to like go throw up or like I needed to sit out for a while. Like it was like quick, a couple minutes, and you're back to it.
That's good. You got anything else to add, Ange?
No.
From your casual perspective, you think you would be interested in trying like a Battlefield type game? Like a little more spaced out, a little slower pace, slower time to kill?
As long as I had somebody playing with me. I think the biggest thing for me is I'm not so much into the open world gaming. I'm into gaming with people who I know, who I'm friends with, who like they make the game more interesting for me. So as long as other people were playing Battlefield with me, I'm pretty sure I'd play in.
I agree. I think I can't play multiplayer games by myself anymore. I think I need to have a squad or somebody on with me.
Yeah.
Even just if we're bullshitting while we're playing, like my brain I can't just sit there and play by myself and like focus on anything. I need to like.
Yeah, you might as well play single player.
At that point, yeah. Like I'd rather go play a story mode than multiplayer, but.
And actually, for anybody out there that watches the stream, we're always playing together. Like, I don't think there's anything... Like, I do some Forza videos and a little bit of Grand Theft Auto, but even Grand Theft Auto is usually with randoms or people I know. Like, I still play with other people because I think it's more entertaining unless it's... Now, Resident Evil 8, we missed the mark on. We should have live streamed when we had a group and we all played together, and it was hilarious. And we played for like 12 hours straight to beat it.
I did that with Outlast.
Yeah, and like Outlast would be a good one.
My friends got drunk and played Outlast, and like it was fucking with us. I have a whole video. I can't find it. I think I might have an SSD somewhere with it on it, but we recorded it, like our reactions to everything. It got really funny. Like some of the stuff, it was really good.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, Resident Evil 8, I'm standing up, like over there next to the TV, like everyone's screaming, and it's like the part where the baby's coming after you.
Oh, that baby! Don't ever play the game. If you
It was just
like
this one part.
Like a baby head on a worm with a slimy.
It's like a monster that keeps crying, and you can't fight it. You have to like run from it and sneak past it. And I'm standing 2 feet from the TV
the entire time.
Yeah, and everybody's screaming, and I'm like, "Shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to get by," and I'm screaming like it was so tense and ridiculous.
I could not play that alone. I wouldn't be fun for me, if anything.
Well, I'll tell you.
I feel like I'd have way more fun reacting with people.
And that's what it was. Playing in a group, we had, 4 of us? And we would take turns and pass the controller around and do different parts. And then it got to the point where I had to do that stupid baby part, and then nobody else wanted to play. I'm like, here, it's your turn. He's like, I'm not playing. Like, nobody wanted to play at that point. I was like, listen, I did the baby thing. It's somebody else's turn. Like, so I think games like that are fun also by yourself. Maybe not the scary ones. I think that's more fun in a group. But multiplayer, I just feel like it's just better if you're playing with people like that you like. Not some people that we have jump in our parties, but the people we like, it's more fun.
At you, Walter.
I wasn't going to say his name, but we'll say his name. Hey, and if you like that, you can check out the video where we help him get his first win on Rebirth. Matt, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm good.
No, you have a TikTok that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
What's the name for that so they can find it?
I think it's at Matman. I think so. Oh no, it's I am the Mat. At I am the Matman.
I am the Matman.
Yeah.
So check that out if you like that, and I think that's gonna do it.
Don't forget to like and follow.
Like and follow. Find us again. Also, check out the chicken sandwich comparison video. We put a lot into that, and the results might surprise you. Until next time, we're Pop Talk. Or Pop Chat. I don't know.
Popcast.
We're working on it. Popcast. We're getting there.
There'll be a name.